What's going on, guys? We're back! For those of you, if you didn't see the update, we are going to be playing in Turin's Pick 6 tournament, and we'll do the replays from the tournament tomorrow instead. So, it's kicking off imminently. See how we can actually end up doing. I don't know. It's always a crapshoot.
The present and what may.
The Tome of Fates is a MacGuffin, if ever there was one. Literally, it plays absolutely no part in anything. Thank you, AG. We'll see how we do. You know, may go well, it may not. I'll try not to take it too damn seriously. Sweet. It's up. There's a lot of people playing. How many people are here? 30? No. $26 people. Almost 30 people. Alright, who did we get in round 1 here? I have no idea because the website's taking a minute. So, we can hang out. I'll be playing Wood Elves in the first round. The faction picks were Wood Elves, Lizardmen, Warriors of Chaos, Beastmen, and then for semis if we get their Tomb Kings, and finals if we get their Khorne. Saving the best for last. Hopefully. We are playing Spikes. Okay, so we need to go find Spikes. I think we might have played at some point. Oh, it doesn't look like it. Let's swap it over. Paste our code. We'll give them a second to join. Ignore this build. This is a work in progress. Boop. Spikes hasn't responded yet, even though I messaged him, but you know, theoretically they'll show up soon enough. Hello, hello. Maybe better that replays are delayed. You don't have to ruin your sleep schedule. Yeah, yeah. I'll try to be a little more mindful of that for future streams. Oh, completely disconnected for several months from Warhammer 3. Any important change since the last DLC, or just balance changes? Uh, yeah. Omens just shook up the meta. Khorne is a top tier faction now. Ogres are even more top tier. I mean, they just dominate everybody. We got a mirror match, no way. That's amazing. Oh my god. It's Wood Elves v Wood Elves here, folks. An absolute slobber knocker of a duel is about to ensue. I'm gonna get y'all away from here for a minute. No offense, guys. Just in case somebody decides that they do want to come and stream and snipe me, I'm not gonna give them the opportunity. Come on, please, Chrome. Can't be that silly, can you? There we go. Apparently it is. Okay, well, here we are. I'm gonna work on my build. Y'all chill for a sec, and I'll get it rolling ASAP for you guys. What's the first map again? Scalandier's Cave. So, very nice map for the Wood Elves. Shouldn't have too bad of a time here. I'm fairly confident I'll be able to take this matchup. What do you do in a mirror match? I honestly have no clue what the good options are. Some of these. Maybe not. Let's throw these dudes into the build just to see how they do. They're pretty expensive though. Maybe not. Don't think I even need these. And what will be useful for us here? Is this the build? I think this is the build, folks. Okay. We've shaken hands with our opponent digitally. The most important part of every pre-match occurrence. Oh yeah, this is the pick 6. Each player picks their factions in advance, all the way through to finals. It's really fun. You get a lot of practice in a tournament setting with a lot of different factions. It is certainly not the easiest thing in the world, though. It's been fun flexing in here, though. We're gonna bring the Glade Lord on the dragon with Helm of Discord. We're gonna try just dive bombing positions here. So these are in 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I think the caster should be in 4. One Eternal Guard is going to hang out over here. These guys are all going to waddle up to the middle, I think. Pretty equally sized armies here. We'll be seeing what Spikes brings in. He might be a more experienced Wood Elf player than I am. I don't have a ton of practice on them in a tournament setting. We're just slowly learning them here. But we've got lots of Vanguard. You know, like our whole army is Vanguard, actually. Except for the Glade Guard and Glade Riders. Oh no, those are Vanguarded. So yeah, just the Glade Guard are the only thing in my army that I can't just bring out of the Vanguards. See how this goes.
Deepwood Mage.
I'm gonna have to be very careful with the Spell Singer and the Lord. We might get really lucky with a opening salvo on our opponent here. Oh baby, that's beautiful. Let's maneuver back. No risk to ourselves doing so. We're pushing back here. We got a much bigger Vanguard. It does have the Wild Hunters of Kurnus. This here needs to stay away. I say that I'm going to be careful with the hero, and then immediately decide I'm going to do the riskiest possible thing here. So we're going to have a big overload come in. Got some Glade Riders coming down. Bring out our Wild Riders, maneuver over. I need my Deepwood Scouts moving back, preferably. We do take a little bit of damage here, which isn't too terrible. Keep our Wild Riders here. Maybe even charge down his Glade Riders. They look pretty exposed right now, and we'll hang out here. Don't need to overcommit. Let's pull back. We'll actually take this fight here, because I think we'll win it. We're gonna get a fat volley off on the Wild Hunches of Kurnus as they pass by. A dive bomb, a smack on the nose, and that should be a very dead unit there. We're gonna drop a heal here. We are getting engaged in the front line a little bit, which isn't too terrible for me. I really don't mind. We're just wasting into his Glade Riders here. Won that fight pretty damn convincingly. A few of the Wild Riders did get away. We'll drop a Soporific Breath here just to finish this unit off. We're going to run down this Swift Shiver Shards, and we'll get another Wild Rider out. We can just focus on winning this flank fight, and I think we'll be all set. Because my opponent is really suffering right now. Most of his units have just gotten absolutely iced by my my forces here. Pulling back, trying to save the Deep Woods, but I'm just going to turn around with the Wild Riders and run these guys down and replace. We'll go after these Glade Guard. Let's get over here, let's get this hero away. Let's try and shoot the Waystalker down. Should be able to. Let's go over here. We're losing in the middle, but whatever. It's not the worst thing in the world. I don't mind grinding there for a bit and taking some damage on the nose. Let's just run down the War Dancers here. They're going to be very vulnerable to the Wild Riders. We can just keep the pressure up endlessly here, I think. We get a Breath Attack. Charge in here. Let's get this guy back. He's going to need a regrowth here. Yeah, we're really flattening our opponent right now, which is awesome for us. All day, I'll take it. Chase these dudes down. Actually, these guys need to finish those off. We'll chase down with the weaker unit. Focus fire, kite away. Let's pop Power Stone. Got another Wild Rider coming in. They'll start cleaning up these remaining units out here. He's got Treekin coming out, who are not going to do a whole heck of a lot for him. Though those are the summons, so I don't really need to shoot those guys. Come on. Overcasted, please. Crushing our opponent right now. We got a nice value lead, and we don't mind value trading for a little while here. You know what? Another Wild Rider. Another one, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go dive bomb Drychen now. Who we're gonna absolutely fold up here. Count. Trust. Pop Hamel Discord also, and just smack her up with the Lord here. It's a nice Melkoth, it's doing some good damage. But Drycha is definitely going to be suffering here. Cleaned up all the infantry on this point. We'll pull those guys out, and we'll charge down the Dryads. Let's get away from the Treekin before we get hit here. Deepwood Scouts used all the ammo. Did get a ton of value, though. I'm a little disappointed in them, but whatever. They got enough done for me to be in a leading position here. Pretty much all you can ask for at the end of the day, I guess. Try's being real difficult here. And the Treekin did get into us, but we'll bring the Wardens of Sithril out, and they'll just go chew on the Treekin. Let's get away here. Let's get some Wild Riders over. And let's just hunt Drycha to the ends of the earth here. Really no reason not to. Wild Riders are going to get aggressive. There's two Dryads sitting out on that point, not doing anything. I'm never going over there. My opponent is really wasting his time there. We did save these Deep Woods. I'm just going to get these guys away and unsummon them. while I've got the opportunity here. They don't have any ammo. They're not good in melee, so kind of useless having them around. Come on. Please finish Drycha here, bud. You're a gigantic freaking dragon. You should be able to kill this stupid tree branch, please. We'll get our Hagbane tips up. Just kite out these guys. We'll pull these dudes back, because the Wardens of Sithril have finally arrived here. Let's get all of our Wild Riders over here for a nice chunky heal. After they charge stuff down, of course. Unsummon. These guys have a little bit of ammo left. We'll keep them here. Wardens of Sithril all over the treekin. How the hell is Drycha still alive, dude? My god. He's been toying with her for like 4 minutes now, not being able to finish her off. She's got 2 HP. Please, I'm begging you. Oh my goodness. You know what? Money shot. Alright, that finished her off for sure this time. Now we can get the big heal. This is very greedy. You're not ever really going to get an opportunity to do this under most conditions. We actually need to get these Glade Riders. No, he ruined my perfect heal. We'll pop it here anyways. Get down here. We've got the Wardens of Sithril chilling, doing some big damage. We don't need to get cocky or anything. We need to actually, you know, respect our opponent. Bring these 2 Deepwood Scouts in. Clean these guys up. We'll go sit on the objective. Run these Dryads down. We don't need all of our cavalry to do this. We do have the archers shooting them. Chase those guys away. Let's get back over here. The Wild Riders have been filthy good this game. Big overcast heal there. Definitely going to do me a lot of good. And we're staying away from that point. There's no reason to overextend, especially against Wood Elves. Wood Elves can and will punish you for an overextend pretty quickly. We'll actually get these guys forward, get these guys out of here, unsummon here. We need to do our housekeeping. Just keep running away with the Wild Riders. They don't need to be doing anything too fancy. I wish I had some kind of offensive magic for over here. It'd be really nice about now. We did get a charge in from the Glade Riders, but they just got shot to ribbons before they could really get anything done. Gotta love pincushioning enemy units. Terror Route goes down from the Glade Lord. Glade Lord is just a serious problem for my opponent. Has not had any answers to this guy. Thought we unsummoned these guys, but apparently not. We'll get up over here. One guy can sit on the hill. Another one can sit here. Get this unit there. These guys can sit in the pocket there on that particular hillside. Unsummon. We'll just chase, just to throw my opponent off balance and keep him on the on his heels. I was unsummoning these dudes. Why are they not unsummoning? Okay, finally going. We're gonna get a fat Earthblood here. Ah, beautiful. Swiftshiver Shard is also gonna come support this point. We did lose these guys on the back end over here. That's fine though. And Just get the Hagbane tips back out. Like, come shoot over here. I'm not going to commit anything to that position. I don't really feel the need to. My opponent's either going to tap out or I win on the 2 points. Somehow these Glade Riders are doing something over here. Just staying all over my opponent, I guess. Eternal Guard are gonna come up over here and hang out. I would pay money for a nice spell cast to go down right there. A Flock of Doom, oh, it would be so beautiful. Not gonna be forthcoming though. Glade Riders slowly poking away at the Dryads here. We're just out of range of his as well. If you press spacebar, you can see firing lines too, just by the way. It's really nice for checking the field. What did the Wardens of Sithril get done? They got 600 value, almost 700, which is pretty good. Glade Riders are going to link up on the high ground here. Eternal Guard, one of them is going to chill here, the other on the point. We do have a Waystalker back out on the field. Gets a really nice Arrow of Kurnus off. We'll drop a Regrowth on our Lord, though. I don't mind. We'll go Dive Bomb him. Wild Hunters of Kurnus are back out. We've got a lot of stuff here to punish, though. I think my opponent is not going to be overextending here. So we'll move them to the middle objective and get ready. God, Helm of Discord is such a good item. Just ruins your opponent's odds of a fair fight. Squash him. Get up to the high ground. Now we'll get a charge off. And we should beat the Wild Hunters pretty damn handily. I thought about bringing them, but I was afeared for exactly this kind of a scenario where your opponent just has, you know, the proper tools to deal with them. They're trying to jump on the middle point now, but it's not going to work out for them. Glade Riders go after that guy. We'll peel here, and yeah, I mean, just obliterated before they can even get in range. Really brutal. Line up there. These guys are going to hold this hilltop here. We'll position one of the deep woods there. The other one can go here. The Glade Guard are just going to form a Glade line. I guess we dive onto the back point now. I mean, I guess there's nothing here to stop me at this stage of the game. Like, this is where my opponent's brought his army. Head these guys off in the trees. Just keep chasing them. Get back up in the air, because it's never going to catch them otherwise. Should be able to collapse. Rain over the Dryads. Flying over the top. Running down all of these Dryads, too. Oof. We do have the War Dancers advancing, so this is where our Deepwood Scout Corps is just going to dumpster those guys. Alright, and let's advance up. Run the Eternal Guard as interference in the front. Another Wild Rider to go ride that stuff down. Capping the points. And then we'll go deal with the remains of this force here. Oh yeah, baby. That's it. Woven Mist being used, but despite the 40% missile resist, this is just going to be brutality over here.
Unending glory is...
Ah, let's go. Wood Elf dub in the first round, man. In the mirror, no less, which is pretty nice. Yeah, the Helm of Discord, dude, I'm telling you. That won me a lot of fights in the early game, and I just steamrolled my opponent from there. They just didn't have the goods on the field. My Eternal Guard did what they do. They mostly just got killed. You know, the Dryads did nicely, but rolling over the Wild Hunters of Kurnus 2 times, they only got 556 value. That's just a brutal deficit that you are not going to survive through most of the time. All of the Glade Riders were a cheeky idea, but honestly, just the mobility for the Wood Elves is so ridiculous, dude. Especially the Wild Riders. They have Frenzy, they have a great charge bonus, they've got physical resistance, silver shields. The only thing that holds these guys back is the low armor. And you can see what they got done. 2,600 on one of these guys. I think this is the one that was on the field the whole game. 1,900 on another. 1,500 and 1,500 on the others, which I ended up unsummoning at some point. Even the Glade Riders did okay. Hagbane Tips were fine. Wardens of Sithrol just chewed the Firebark Elders to bits, man. Just absolutely splintered them. Bracket is looking juicy. We've got 2 more games that are finishing up. Turin beat Space Pope. Where are some of the other highlights? Oh, Torsen beat Alexander, which is awesome. Not awesome for Alexander, but awesome for Torsen. Torsen is, you know, a fairly newish player. Like, has been around in the past, but, you know, playing only for the last, like, 8 months or so, which is, you know, honestly a pretty short amount of time for a Total War. Ash beat Zaleazar. Oh my god. Phenom beat Oishi, which is hilarious. This is a newish player. They played in the tournament a few days ago. Had a really rough go of it. Lost to Bostos, Butcherbird, and Lahoot. All really strong opponents. But came in and upset the reigning leaderboard champion, which is amazing. That's awesome, dude. Big congrats there. I haven't beaten Oishi before, so whoever that person is, I don't even know if they realize how awesome of a accomplishment that is. Bob beat Cartfish. Hill over Sergeant Johnson says. I'm assuming that's Sergeant Johnson from Halo. That's my headcanon. Shaft beats Syntax, Error, and Blood Penguin over Icos. Jackskins over Ridley. Umais beat Pacolo. Hoot beat Just Sayin. I won my game versus Spikes. And then Revan and Spyrat are finishing up. Both of whom are really competent players, so it's probably going down to the wire for them. I'm going to go make myself some tea, and I'll be right back, guys. Alright, ghouls and goblins. Got some ginger tea. We had a great start. Zammy, we got a dub in the first round with the Wood Elves, so check it out if you want. It was a pretty good game. I don't think Spikes had the right build for the mirror. I just went really heavy pressure with Wild Riders and kind of dominated the mobile game and just flattened all of the missiles and infantry that he was bringing up. And the Glade Lord helped me out with that. Damn. I'm gonna go ask Revenant Spy to send me the replay, because they've been going for a while. Unless they got a really late start, then they've been scrapping. Yeah, pretty much. If you don't have Cav superiority, it's a rough game. Really rough game. Wood Elves just don't want to be lacking on mobility superiority, period. I don't think there's any matchups where they can afford it. They just have so many squishy infantry that if they're not up and around the battlefield wherever there's any kind of threat to their like slower, squishier troops, you do kind of get run over. We'll get in here. Oh, you know what? Actually, we're gonna go do some scouting. Let's do some scouting, guys. We can game plan for our opponents, maybe. Here we go. So this is what the matchups are looking like right now. You can see me here. Wood Elves, Lizardmen, Warriors, Beastmen, Tomb Kings, and Khorne. Any Khorne players in the final round? Ridley. Where's Oishi? Oishi is down here. Oh, with Chaos Dowie in the last round. And Oishi played Wood Elves first and ended up losing, which is pretty painful. What was their opponent playing that they beat them? Oh, Warriors of... Oh my god, yeah, Warriors of Chaos against Wood Elves. That's a brutal matchup for the Elf. The Azrai do not like fighting Warriors of Chaos. I honestly can't even blame them for not winning that first game. Tree and spear heal box with archers. Maybe that can work against some factions. It wouldn't work against warriors though. The only build that I've seen work against warriors is a ancient tree man build with the Firebark Elders and the ROR Winterheart Guard underneath them. Because those guys are unbreakable. They love getting healed up. I'll show you what the build looked like for the anti-warriors of chaos. Regrowth. I don't think there was a Power Stone or a Scroll of Shielding. Call of the Woods is probably good on this guy. $17.95 is pretty damn cheap, honestly, for a heal caster. This is what... whoops. This is what the build kind of looked like. Wow, where did they save 200 gold? Maybe it was on Call of the Wild. Maybe it was here. This was the anti-chaos build that I've seen go into the Warriors and actually win. Tom played it to perfection. Beat Archeon, and then was able to just use the Sisters of the Thorn to control the Hellstriders and other mobile pressure that the Warriors were bringing out, and it was a really beautiful win. There were a ton of Wild Riders, which, or Wildwood Rangers. I'm a little skeptical of them being thrown into that matchup. They don't seem to perform very well, honestly. They just get run over by any kind of cavalry, and it's really gross how strong Hellstriders are. So I honestly think the Azrai Spear War Dancers might be a better option. And then you do this. Maybe you just cut those guys entirely, and you bring a couple Starfire Shafts, maybe? Or this, and then one Dryad to clear infantry. I think that could do pretty well. Dark Elves just have a low win rate because they're really micro-intensive, and lots of new players get very enamored by the edgelord personas of the Dark Elves, I think. And struggle to, like, play them perfectly, you know? Okay, cool. We're playing Spyrat. The second round has begun. Let's see what we can do here. And Spyrat's playing what exactly? Skaven Tomb Kings versus the Warriors of Chaos. I did lose this matchup versus Boss Toss the other night. Just last night, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But I think I'm going to go with my gut and bring the build that I had thought about bringing, and I'm going to actually try out this time. Damn, it's hot as fuck tea. Yeah, Ogre slash Khorne are favored. They kind of are. They have very powerful units right now that are very difficult to deal with. Alright. We'll bring Searing Doom, just in case. What was my opening again? I think it was this. With... was it Hellscourge Marauders? No, it was the, Marauder Great Weapons. Sibilant Slaughtercade is a cute idea. Don't know how well that would actually work in practice, though. You got 1,000 gold left. Oh, no, that's right. Sorcerer. Strip everything except Forbidden Rod. This only triggers on the cast from himself, not from Sartorial, or I'd bring it. We've got 980 gold here. Just more Great Weapon Marauders. Hell Scourges. Couple Spawn. Couple Throwing Axes, and then Forsaken. With... one Manticore. Yeah, Manticore not bad. This could be rough, but, you know, it could pay off big time for me. Till we kick it off, we'll switch away. There's the matchups and the people who are playing them right now. Or at least the factions that they're picking. Oh, and I forgot to flip the map. What map are we on? Give me a sec. Jade Tomb. Jade Tomb, okay. Alright, now we're good. Am I Lizardman? I thought I was, Warriors of Chaos round 2. I might not. I'm reading the chart wrong. Oh my god. That's a big my bad. Lizardmen into Tomb Kings is a much trickier matchup, I think. Lizards ain't bad, but also not the easiest thing in the world. Huh. Now I'm thinking about it, this might be much better matchup for me than going up against Tomb Kings with Warriors of Chaos. I've actually got some pretty damn solid tools here. No, those are too expensive. We're just gonna pare down and go as cheap as possible for the front line and the opening. Damn, just off. That's okay. Not a perfect spend build, but I think this should be pretty damn solid. Sweet. Finally ready. Sorry about that, guys. I had to make a new build because I forgot what I was supposed to be playing. Which is pretty typical for me. When I played other RTS, I wasn't good at micro, so I focused on macro in order to win. Maybe I should swap to a different faction. Tomb Kings are a good macro faction, just because undead are very durable, you know? They're a little bit less heavily intensive on micro. Like, putting your units in good positions is more important than, like, perfectly pinpoint executing a dive for the undead, I would say. Dowry and Nurgle are also pretty good macro factions. Very small Tomb King's army. I'm a little worried about that, but I think we'll be okay. We've got a really decent army here. There's a bunch of big-ass C's or something. We do have Skink Javelins to pepper them. Skink Javelins are pretty nice at it, honestly. You actually need to play a little safer with those guys. Keep the Umbral Tide over here, too. We'll line up here. Alright, let's see what we can get done here. We do have a Heaven's Caster. I brought a nice mix of spells. I've got Wind Blast, Uranins, and Harmonic Convergence. Should be able to get plenty of uses out of that. Why do I have 3 Ripperdactyls in my army? Huh? Is that really what I chose? Okay, well, I guess we're gonna roll with it. I don't remember picking all that, but I must have. I blacked out somewhere along the line, guys. Pray for me. I'm clearly losing my sanity. Cetra, not super shocking. We have the Sphinx of Uzkef out here as well. Tomb Guard Halberds, some more Tomb Guard in the back, some Skeleton Spears. We're just going to get mobility and anti-large out on the field. And we should be able to break the Tomb King's will here. I don't think this is going to be too terrible of a time. We will outtrade their infantry. Keep the Umbral Tide tucked in, scoot up a little bit. He's got Sepulchral Stalkers on the number 3. That's why this is flipping right now. If anybody was wondering. Recognize the spore signs of your opponents, so to speak. Crocky G is gonna go absolutely hambone in this fight here. It's a good cast. Does get a nice Usurian's off, which is whatever. Spyrat drawing me forward. The Chameleon Skinks are just hanging out here. Get some protection out there for them. And there are our boys. We got the icky nasties on the field now. We can range them, so we're actually going to try and do that. We're gonna pop Hand of the Gods here and do big damage to those guys. We'll get ready for the dive here. Because we have Cetric coming in hot and heavy. We're gonna get in there, doing some really good damage so far. We just need the Umbral Tide to actually get out of this fight. They do not want to be stuck in there. Serious damage going down on my boys. I need to actually be shooting with my skinks. Getting into combat. We'll drop some Wind Blasts here. That should do some pretty good damage, honestly. Let's pull our Cold Wind Riders out of this combat now. They are engaged on the Halberds, which is not great for them. More Sepulchral Stalkers coming up. We did... Oh my god, we just got absolutely pounded. Jeez, dude. Let's get a heal off here. Kind of getting flattened right now. Did get an initial good engagement, but it's starting to look a little ugly right now. Let's get over there and engage. Let's keep pulling back. Pull back, pull back. Sepulchral Stalkers need to be dealt with. They're pushed up a little far right now. We can actually get after these guys. We'll get some shots in here, and we'll get Ripperdactyls out. We're going to force path through. Krokgar is not fighting the right target right now. I don't know what the hell he thinks he's up to. And just stay on top of these guys. Get in here. Let's pull Krokgar back. He doesn't want to be double teamed right now. Do have a Shim's Burning Gaze here, which, not the Shim's Burning Gaze, but the Hand of the Gods here, which should be able to get something done. Let's get out of that fight, move the Ripperdactyls over, get another Ripperdactyl out. Let's go land on these Skeleton Horsemen before my opponent realizes that they're out on the field here. And they do just fat, disgusting damage to me, which I really can't afford. Pull out there, get in there. Wind Blast should do some good work against those guys. Here's my poor, oh my god. Poor little guy is getting absolutely pounded right now. Don't let him get killed here. God, please get away with the Rev Crystal. Waddling out of combat now should be mostly okay. Finishing off the skeletons here. Krokgar is engaged in combat. We're going to pop our Fizzres a little bit. Really nice Ushapti summon on the Sepulchral Stalkers. We're just going to run away with these guys. Where are Tomb Guard? I don't see any Tomb Guard out here. I could have sworn my opponent actually had some, though. Man, oh man. Mobility fights are looking a little rough for me. I need more Cold Wind Riders. Oh, we just can't get through all of these skeletons, dude. This is really brutal. Really struggling with it. I think some fire magic would have done me a lot more good. Because the Sphinx of Uzkef is just absolutely bullying us right now. Which is really ugly. I need Krokgar to be able to do more, and he's just really not accomplishing all that much. Maybe we can finish the Sphinx here. Got it really low now. No, 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 no. Run away, run away, run away. We'll send these guys into melee combat actually right now. Get these guys off so that they can actually go in. Harmonic Convergence on our chameleons, and maybe they'll be able to survive that fight. Crush that. Krokgar getting wrecked right now. Little too slow on my ability uses. Man, Tomb Kings are tough, dude. They're so tough. Ugh. Krokgar just gets bullied by the Sphinx of Uzkef and old boy back there, Cetra. Not clean enough on the micro here. We forgot about our Ripperdactyls in the sky, and they just got obliterated. Cetra and the Sphinx just have a ton of value, and there's no way we're going to be able to win this. It is really ugly right now. Very, very thin on the ground. You know what? Maybe we just scrap and see if we can get back in this somehow. Got some Rev Crystal uses here. Try and get some good targets in. Cold One Knights, please escape. Rallying Rippers might be able to get something done. We survived through a lot of the enemy's worst, I think. If we can maybe rally up a force, we can push back on points. Swinging the door shut on me. Pull back. We'll keep all our stuff here. Move these guys forward. Krokgar? I mean, I guess let's summon Krokgar back in and maybe try to make a game out of this. He might be able to kill the SEs on his way back in this time. Ooh, get the fuck out of there. Get our crappy tattered infantry up. They can still do a little bit of scrapping, I think. Mitigate that Usirians and keep our guys online. There's a lot of sneaky snakes about. They are very threatening. Still don't have a lot of good answers to them. Let's get after these guys. Let's get back. Keep kiting back. I really need the salamanders on the field for the late game. I need them to do something somehow. Bone Giant in here, which is really scary also. Beautiful Hand of the Gods actually is going to kill the whatchamacallit there. Sphinx of Uzkef, which is crumbling out now. Maybe we get something going here. These guys can shoot. Get up the middle here. Get after the sepulchral stalkers with Krokgar. Let's get out of here. Let's try and collapse. The Ripperdactyls got folded again, which is brutal. Are we getting any shooting onto Cetra? Doesn't really look like it. We do finally get a volley. Does a little bit of damage. Krokgar is about to get surrounded, though. That's going to be the end of him. From the trees, we have a rallying force getting after me. Where's our skink priest? That should just get me some disgusting value. We'll get root charges here. Get that going. Croc is gonna have to kill Cetra here. With the assistance from the Cold One Knights. We did lose the Umbral Tide finally, which is really rough, but such is the way of things, I guess. We haven't killed Cetra, which is really crappy for me. Really need Cetra to go down here. Do have Hand of the Gods. Hand of the Gods is going to have to finish him. I'm going to shut that guy down. Hand of the Gods actually whiffed pretty badly there. Didn't end up killing Cetra. Oh, we killed him. That's gigantic, dude. And Crocky is just going to get back, and we're going to heal him up. Just because it's really blobbed up here, I'm going to drop this on top of him. Cold One Riders got terrified away, which is whatever. Capping my back points. Allocate something over there. Get rid of these guys. Where are all of our summons? We really need stuff to come back out onto the field. Krokgar is going to get away from all the bow fire, which is really messing him up. We'll come save this point. I don't have any skinks available to get out on the field. I don't really understand why. It's a little unfortunate. Got no damage on the charge, which was pretty hilarious. I think the big problem is I overextended too much. Need to save the Uranans for some of these other targets. So I'm gonna summon these guys. We'll get the Cold One Riders in here. Skinks up. Charge in. Commit. We just gotta somehow survive on this back point here. Alright. This Uranus is gonna have to do a bunch of damage here. Actually should have overcast it. That's okay though. Does get a decent chunk of change out of it, and we're holding on to the points. Unfortunately for us, Krokgar is just not holding up his end of the bargain. It does get gunned down very unceremoniously. Barely hanging on to the point. Charge in here. Just throw more skinks out on the field, maybe. Cold one night. Go after this guy. We are losing the point over here now, which is really bad. I'm just barely getting flipped. Do we somehow hang on to objectives here, though? Actually, friendly fire a little bit there. Krokar ran off the field, which is going to ruin our leadership. We did lose the objective there. Just a little cleaner, and I think I would have won here. Very nicely done by Spyrat. Punished my overextensions pretty hard. I didn't need to rush in on this Tomb King's build. I really needed to play more patiently. I just got pulled out of position and committed way too hard to trying to kill Cetra in melee combat, which is never really a good idea. He's just way too durable. And the Cold One Knights have been pretty dreadful, too. They really haven't done much of anything. They've just been getting ripped apart by the SCs, dude. Definitely not bringing them next time. Way too many of them. Ripperdactyls didn't get much done, either. That's brutal. Oh, fuck. No! I see what you're talking about, guys. That's a big my bad. Oh my god. Source Spears would have been nice to have on the field earlier. Ripperdactyls, I just didn't get enough of them out, and they didn't do enough. Sphinx was good, Cetra was good, you know, the Halberds anchored pretty nicely. Didn't get a ton of value. Horsemen were really good, and the Sepulchral Stalkers were kind of the death knell for me. They all got really consistent value. Across the board. Alright, well, I'm back. We can go over this game another time. I'll save the replay. Maybe I can cast it at the end. Cool. Skink Asmer, guys. Yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you. Yeah, maybe I should have, like, a, some kind of, a Discord person to scream at me about the screen swapping. Alright, well, we're getting right into round 3 here. This is going to be Warriors of Chaos. We'll go ahead and invite our opponent. We're the last game to finish anyways, jeez. I'm just really abashed of my lizard play, guys. I didn't want y'all to have to sit through watching me fumble the bag. Ooh, Kislev. Oh, baby. You know what Archie is going to be doing this game. Maybe I don't need the Soul of Damnation against them. I'll bring it in reserve, actually. We'll start more aggressive in the opening, and progress from there. Skull Crushers? Maybe. But for the opener, we'll do this. Should be pretty strong. I think I need 4 Hellstriders. Probably just the 2 here. Armored Trolls are pretty good against Kislev. Forsaken are excellent against Kislev too. We'll get a Blood Beast. And javelins? You know what? 1 Nurgle throwing axe. Alright. Hellstriders are on Kossar duty. We've got a decent chunk of infantry who can lock down some objectives and brawl over them. Archie is going to cast some magic and be a huge jerk, well, which is what he's so excellent at. He's going to help flip cav fights for me too with Searing Doom, and roast down any Kislev White warriors that may be coming in. We're actually on the fucking game this time, so y'all actually see what I'm doing. Okay. You know what? Sure. Small Kislev army. Definitely a little afraid of that. If it's a Hero Hammer squad, I don't have the best build to counter it. I do have the Soul of Damnation, though. Soul should definitely bail me out of any situations where I haven't truly prepared for the enemy's build. It's just so it's so multi-purpose. Ah, we have heavy war sleds with, oh my god, Zarina on the, on that thing. That's gonna be really brutal to have to deal with. Chaos Knights are gonna go out and cap that point. We might actually bring the Soul of Damnation in first, because it's gonna shoot the heavy war sleds down and Zarina Katerin, and, not force me into horrible fights, hopefully. We're gonna just go right in there, man. Literally don't care. Yeah, get out of here, bud. We'll cap the point and then we'll pull back.
We have a victory point. Keep it from the foe.
No reason to just get shot off that objective there. Chaos Knights need to get up. 3. He's committing a lot to go cap that point. We're gonna sit here. We don't want the Forsaken to be the ones getting shot at. We can use the Marauders more as the bait for that. Soul Damnation out on the field now. Will do really well for me here. And don't want Archeon to get shot either. He's got pretty flimsy units out on the field. I'm really not that afraid right now. I even am not afraid to take this fight here. We'll start shooting. He's gonna start trying to run me down. We did cap the point. He's not gonna take the fight here. So we'll try and cap it up a little bit. We'll wait. Doing a little bit of damage. We're really getting hammered by the war sleds right now, though, which is pretty rough. Let's pull back some. Pull back here. Let's get after this whole formation now. We'll get a good engagement there. We'll bring some trolls forward. We're going to try and trap all the sleds here now. They're in a really hazardous position. Fat burning head right here. Beautiful target for it. Oh, money, dude. Absolute fucking money. Wrecked the Kossars. They are immediately broken by that. We'll get a Hellstrider out here to go support that fight. The other Hellstriders in here are doing a very good job of trapping up the Zarina. And some of the sleds. Sleds are taking a pounding right now. Come on, can you, like, actually shoot here? Please, I need you to kill Zarina. We'll hammer those guys down and finish them off. Shouldn't be too hard. We do have the Forsaken chewing on these guys. We're getting a big win out there. In fact, we're going to drop a Searing Doom there. That's going to help us finish that fight off. You know what? Another one. Another Chaos Troll. We need mass out on the field. We've done a good job of killing a lot of those sleds. But actually finishing these units off and getting rid of the models is going to be pretty important for me. Now that the trolls are here, they should be able to hammer against my opponent's remaining heavy infantry. Zarina gets caught. We're going to use Archeon to try and punish that. If he can get off this damn thing. Oh my god, look at him. Stuck on one heavy war sled right now, and he literally can't get off of this thing. Oh my god, please. I desperately need Archeon in this fight. Let's see if we can hammer the Boydanov's Brawlers. Just need all of our tattered stuff to advance. Run these guys down. Archeon in a really good position. The second the Boydanov's Brawlers stop moving, we're going to just dodge back and forth with Archie and try to Searing Doom these guys. Alright, he avoided the worst of that, and now we should be able to get on top of him with some Hellstriders. We'll also get the Soul of Damnation to start shooting at these guys.
You have the foe's victory point.
Alright, grinding through the Kossars is finally working out for us. We're taking a bunch of stuff offline. Big damage on Boydanovs. We're going to get around behind them. Do lose our horsemen there, which is tough, but is what it is. You know, the, whatchamacallit builds. Sled builds are pretty tough to deal with, honestly. Trolls, we blunder forward a little too far, and they don't actually do much of anything. Getting back, getting in. Archie needs to not die here, because that would pretty much end the game for me. The things in the woods are coming out. We need to get back. And we're getting some cost-effective trades here, but we're still struggling to finish all these sleds here. which is not fun. I really am not loving the things the sleds are doing to me. Try and get through the formation. Forsaken have not finished these armored Kossars. Voidinov's Brawler's about to get slam-bammed right there. Beautiful stuff. Archie's doing okay. Our infantry are basically all dead now. Need the Forsaken to actually be advancing. Get another Forsaken out here. Let's charge these guys down. Finishing there is really good. We just need to hold on to the points. I really don't want to overextend here and lose the game because of that. We can get a rear charge here. Just not committing anything to try and kill the Hell Cannon. Which is a big mistake. Archie just needs to survive. We're going to drop a Searing Doom here and try and finish off this Armored Kossar unit. It does do some big damage to those guys. We'll leave the Trolls here. Hellstriders and the Blood Beasts are going to try and charge down these Kossars. Not really doing a whole lot of damage. Soul of Damnation, try and finish these damn sleds, dude. They are just so persistent. I'm gonna push our opponent's back objective, actually. See what we can get done there. Forsaken are just gonna have to do something about the things in the woods. I have no idea what, but, you know, maybe they can make it work. This has just been a very durable build, honestly. I mean, they've been surviving a lot of different sources of damage. I'm honestly pretty surprised. I mean, but Kislevites durability is pretty legendary. I mean, they're pretty obscene. They're definitely getting in here and giving me a pretty big bully beatdown right now. Hell Cannon maybe going to be able to finish the Oath Brothers here. Archie just needs to not die. He's getting a big heal on Zarina, which is not great. Get a Hellstrider up. Clean up these guys. We'll clean up this infantry here. My opponent is almost as gassed as I am, fortunately. There are 17 of these guys left, and they're still holding the line. That is insane. Infantry, just marauders. Gonna have to get out here and work it out. Really good magic. Losing on that flank, which is not great. Things in the woods are getting a good collapse on me. Let's go kill this guy. Actually, it's in the middle of nowhere, is what the game is telling me. Good shots! Let's work down the Oath Brothers of Tor with the Hell Cannon. And just keep trotting infantry out. And Archeon needs to not die to the 17 Voidinov's Brawlers that are left on the map, because that is just really brutal for me. Hellstriders need to get off this fight. We're a little bit messy with our micro right now. It's not going too great for me. I really need to be playing cleaner, and I'm just not.
Kill the Southerners! Blood! Lord of the End Times!
Do you have a back cap attempt coming in? We do have Hellstriders for this. Wow, man. Rough biz, I'm telling you. Forsaken might be able to win this. Try and cap the middle. Need to be able to finish these units, but our stuff just cannot manage it. We're up in value, but I would really say that we're not advantaged in the least. Because the hero squads are just bullying me around. How much value does fucking Tsarina have? Only 2,100 here. Let's get the Oath Brothers. And the Patriarch play has been so good. Oh my god, man. The casts and uses out of all of those abilities is just gross. Yet another blob fight that we're gonna lose here. Soul of Damnation is just not able to carry the game for us here. Oh, man. Overcast and maybe get a burst of damage in here that saves me. I mean, it just really sucks to be able to surround your opponent and then they just punish you anyways. Archie's somehow gonna survive, maybe? Archie actually survives here. That is insane. Oh, and the Blood Beast surrounds Tsarina, but she just immediately pushes past him. Because it's Tsarina Katerin, she does not care. My infantry just getting run over yet again. What the fuck, man? Very interactive Kislev build here. Guess I shouldn't be too horribly surprised. This is kind of what they do best, right? Cap is going in on my back objective. I don't have any Hellstriders to get over there either. We're somehow up 3,000 value, and it's not making much of a difference. Very inflated right now. We just haven't been able to kill these war sleds, man. I got 2,500 value there, 1,485 there, 2,600 on Tsarina. There's four new heavy war sleds out on the field that I have no answer for. I'm gonna summon these guys, push some stuff up, try and charge down these Kislevite warriors, take the middle. Last shot went out, so we're gonna unsummon now. Should be able to get some Chaos Knights out on the field. Oath Brothers of Tor ability goes down, does some pretty good damage. We get all of our stuff in here. Let's get an infantry unit up on point. We get one Hellstrider and one Chaos Knight. And this stuff is going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting for me here. Alright, man. Is this going to do anything? Or are we just going to get grinded down by collision damage? Does actually get a little damage in there. Griffin Legion are coming out. Should have saved the Searing Doom for them, honestly. We need to save up for something nice and chunky. Flipping the objective. I don't think we've got enough time, though. We have to get a triple cap. And that's just not going to happen. My opponent is roadblocking me here really nicely. Needed stuff over there sooner. Just not going to happen, man. Ugh, so rough. I think I needed Spirit Leech for Tsarina, because not being able to kill her ruined my entire day here. She just survived everything, and then the few infantry units that were out here just never died, man. Took ages to kill them all. Well, it's the way the cookie crumbles. We'll try and get ourselves to 2-2 to end out the night. Yeah, the, whatchamacallit, the tactical map is usually pretty nice to give you an overview of the battlefield. You can definitely see some of the units that you might be forgetting about. Alright, well, we've fallen off really hard from our first game. I think I got a little bit lax after winning that one, and now we are down in the pits. Struggling tremendously, and feeling really bad about it now. But it looks like there's a lot of, people who look like they're in the same boat as me. Alright. Round 4 is going to be our consolation round. We're playing Beastmen. Hopefully I cannot blunder myself into a bad loss again. Yeah, the mass on the chariots and Katerin was just ridiculous. I mean, every single time I play against Kislev and they bring that blob, I always think that if I surround them that I beat them. That's not true. You don't beat them. They beat you anyways. They just grind through all of your units with the collision attacks. And heal it all up with the Patriarch. And then you're super far behind. And there's nothing you can do at that point. I did like Archeon. He did really well. I think I bring Searing Doom and Spirit Leech next time, though. Cut all this stuff. Cheap as hell. Really strong duelist. And just try and leech out Zarina. And Searing Doom the infantry and the Griffin Legion and stuff that come out. Severed Claw also would have been really nice. They could have sat on the middle objective. And Kislev would have had a really hard time dealing with them. Although the heavy war sleds might just kill them anyways. That's one of the few weaknesses that the Severed Claw have is giant chariots like that. I think I'd start off with the Soul of Damnation in the opening. If I could replay that. And then maybe work from there. The trolls were nice for the most part. The issue was that they just couldn't beat the chariots. I don't think it would matter much, though, to still have them in here. I don't think that they were really inefficient, all things considered. Marauder Corps was nice. They got some decent value in the early going. Hellstriders were also solid, but I don't think I need that many of them. Yeah, I can fit the Severed Claw into this build. Bring this in, and then you use the Hellstriders to just keep the Soul of Damnation alive and force your opponent to overextend as they try to deal with this. Probably a better idea than what I was trying to go for. My build was too aggro into Slaanesh. Wasn't really built for grinding through them very efficiently. The Chaos Warriors just gonna get run over by the Chariots. I still think Forsaken are the better option. I just need to keep more mass around my infantry, too. That was another big issue that I had. I didn't keep the trolls and stuff on top of my Forsaken, so when the Chariots went to go run over my infantry, they just got free value doing that. They just ran over it all day long, and I had nothing to stop them. Manticore, not going to do a whole lot. What else can I bring here? Aspiring Champs, maybe in another lifetime. Couple of dual weapon Marauders. Maybe you just bring the Rotting Riders. Honestly, this might be a pretty good force to go up against that Kislev build. Rotting Riders at Poison, and they've got Regen. They can survive some of the skirmishing from the heavy war sleds. And if they actually catch, they can for real punish those damn things. Instead of just bouncing off of them like everything else in my army seemed to do. I needed better value out of the soul. It just couldn't hit the chariot models. Like, it was just curving and missing them over and over again. Skull Crushers, I'm just not bringing them because I don't want to have to bring a Nurgle caster. I mean, a Nurgle caster isn't bad into Kislev, but it takes up a mark, and I just like Archeon for what he does. I think he's a little more dependable against Kislev. Because he's got a shield, he can survive a lot of missile fire. He's got a decent HP pool. And he's a really good duelist also, so if you do see Boris Ursus or Castalton or something, Archeon can at least get in there and contribute a little bit in melee. Slayer of Kings might be something that's worth mixing in. I don't really want to have to cut anything out of this opener, though. Alright, where are we in the tournament now? Last couple of games are getting finished up. Hopefully we can redeem ourselves. Ah, here we are. In the pits. I really haven't played much this season. I really need to play some more games. Yeah, tight fight over 2 points. Against that many sleds, you have to. You have to drag them into you. What I was doing, I was just getting way too antsy and trying to chase after them. Just a terrible decision on my part. Especially with Zarina out there. Because she does slow everything down pretty nicely. Just being who she is. You know, Ice Maiden's Kiss was there. Ice Sheet, I believe, was getting used on me a couple of times. I don't know about Frostblades. I think I might have seen it 1 or 2 times. That was also doing some good work. Does give melee attack and everything. And this guy, towards Battle Hymn, Salyak's Lullaby, with the Balalaika was in there, buffing everything up too. I really thought that the Wood Elves were going to be my hardest faction to win with. I didn't think I was going to fumble Lizardmen and Warriors of Chaos as badly as I have. Kislev is putting a beat down on Warriors of Chaos right now. So, maybe I shouldn't feel too bad about that loss. Maybe that's just really tough for Warriors of Chaos. It's 2-4 in favor of Kislev. Kislev does have some really good options against warriors. Yeah, right? Like, that's what I'm looking at, too. Man, Turin's down in the pits here with us also. That's not very typical of him. Who has he lost to? Oh, Cartfish beat him. And then in round 2, Turin lost against... who? Oh, Jack. Oh, nicely done, Jack. Jack has come and hung out and stream a couple of times. We love to see our boys come in and represent. I'd love to go up against Turin in the last round. He loves to meme when he's down in tournaments, and I'd be willing to go there with him. Alright, all games are finished. Next round's going up in just a sec. I'm gonna go check in on Turin's stream. I don't mind being second fiddle to Turin. He is the main draw of the community after all.
And if we set our sights on something, you better believe it's happening.
In the semifinals. Round's done, is it? You sure? Aha, it is done.
Oh my god, this Chaos Dowie army he's playing. What the fuck is this? Triple Bale Taurus? He is playing Nurgle. Chaos Dowie are not very good against Nurgle, so that is a wild-ass build. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna get around to watching that at some point. Look at Spyrat out here, man. 3-0, crushing anybody and everyone. Ash, Yumai's doing really nicely. Shaft is up here. Let's go. Jack, Phenom. I wish he did win the round 2 and 3. Yeah, he's... Look, that... Seriously, that Chaos Dowie build is something unholy. I don't know who brings that into a tournament match with as much gusto as our boy does. Alright, and we're playing Just Saying here. It's a really good name, by the way. Adore it to death. It's pretty top tier. Very peak. Nah, Spyrat's come and played in our new player tournaments. Spyrat's really solid. Voidlaws is a player who is on a different plane of existence when it comes to playing this game. Voidlaws crushes anybody and everybody he comes up against. He really is that good. Which is why it's so baffling that he decided to, like, win trade with people, because it doesn't even matter. He didn't need to do it. He didn't need to get himself banned. He could have come in and just, like, won tons of tournaments. but seemed very committed to the bit and put himself into a situation where Turin felt like he had to do something about him, which takes a lot. Turin is a very patient person. I think the closest person to Void Laws in terms of skill is Tim the Wilder and, what's his face? Berserk. VM Berserk is a very strong player, too. We're gonna just jump right into this, man. We're not gonna play around. Bring a Gorbel. Bring Slaughter's Call on him. Little bit of Hero Hammer in the opening, but I really don't mind it. Bring one Bestigor and one Great Weapon Minotaur to back that up. Although, you know what? We're gonna mix this up. Get the Grog Hooves, actually. And we'll bring the Gorbel, but we won't bring Slaughterer's Call. Just to save some money. Sentis are very good here. We'll bring another one of these guys. There's no limit on Centigores, right? Let me just make sure I'm not rule-breaking here. Okay, we're not. Just wanted to double-check. The tournament today for RTK had a limit on Centigores to, I think, 4? Which is pretty understandable. Don't want to have, like, too many of, the same thing coming in over and over again. Bring one less, Corngore. I like Corngores. You could definitely overinvest into them, in my opinion, though. We spent our last 900 gold on. Could bring another Throwing Axe. Bring another Throwing Axe. And I think this will be our build. We got Traderkin for the big stuff. We got Razorgore Chariots to run over infantry. Got some Corngores for Saurus, just in case. Corngores for large stuff. Sentis to surround and chip stuff down. They're pretty good. Throwing Axes to harry even bigger stuff. And then Minotaur Great Weapons. Yeah, dude, Chaff for the Beastmen is dirt-ass cheap. You can bring so many Ungors. There's a reason that one of the catchphrases for Beastmen is Ungor Bungor, because you just swarm the field with them. It's very awesome. Gotta love it. We'll see if we get countered by another tall build here. That's been the way that we've been getting bounced tonight. And why should I expect anything different here? I need to gear myself up for the potential disappointment of another loss. But we're gonna flex a little. Get ourselves amped up. And come in here and close out strong. Shredder of Lustria incoming? Maybe. I honestly kind of like my build for the Shredder. It wouldn't be easy, but the Razorgore Chariots are good enough at clearing chaff infantry. I've also got Kazrak here. Kazrak and the Razorgore should be able to clear any skinks out. And then the Shredder, I'm just going to isolate. If my opponent brings out units to try and answer the Razor Gores, then I just commit to a Traderkin. Do have Traderkin on the table. Always a very good option. I've got the Gorbel. Gorbel's going to maneuver around the field a little bit and try and find some good fights. And where do we want to Vanguard stuff? I don't think we want to get too over-eager against the Lizards. They can definitely punish you if you're not prepared. I also don't want to be lazy, though. Another beautiful thing about the Beastmen, your entire army is vanguarded, pretty much. Which is pretty awesome, in my opinion. Kazarak can vanguard, but I don't think I'm gonna. He's got 12 units in the army, and that's a pretty reasonably sized Lizardman build. I don't think I'm gonna see anything too insane. Alright. Ready when he is. Gotta be careful with the Bray Shaman. Is on foot, definitely gonna be a snipeable target. Yeah, the Stalk and Vanguard is really awesome. Very strong. Oh no, we brought the wrong item. Oh, whatever. We got Scourge. I meant to bring the Dark Mail. That's not gonna suck too badly. I mean, at least Kazarak's gonna get a little bit of a bonus versus infantry out of this item. Should help him a little bit with clearing stuff. Fire Slan, which is cool. Croxagores, Slothosaurus. I'm not too worried about this build. I think we can go heavy metal against it. Besties need to move. What do I bring out? More Synthes? I actually think I bring out a Corngore. I'll bring it out of the back spawn, just cuz. We're gonna get up here. We can charge these guys down. Skink Skirmishers are super vulnerable to chariots. There's no protection for them over here right now. We can delay the frontline engagement for a long time here, potentially, also. Fireball goes down. Does a little bit of damage. As well as the poke from the Skinks, and we'll just pull back now and regen. These guys took a little bit of damage. They didn't lose that many models, though. And you'll see what the Razorgore Chariots can do without any answers available to counter these guys. They're just disgusting, man. They'll kill this entire Skink army here. Absolutely brutalize them, too. We're gonna pull back now. Besties are gonna hang out. Come on, run! Please, dodge this. Alright, Burning Head does get some pretty good damage on my Uncle Raiders. We do dodge the worst of it, though. Take the fight, get over here, get another Corngore up to go after those Croxagores. Croxagores are really not all that great against the, Beastman Spear units. I mean, it takes them a little while to actually, chip through these guys. Shouldn't take too long, because the Burning Head did some good damage. Struggling a little bit in some regards, but we do have a, we have Traderkin back here. We should actually go after the Lord, because the Lord is very exposed. We're just cleaning up his entire Skink Corps over here. But he's got some Cold Wind Riders coming now, so we'll leave now. Let's try and get into the backfield. We need to play very carefully, though. We'll get Centigores forward. Those guys are just going to post up. See what we can do here. Just keep running. Chipping. Bestigores just brutalized the Croxagors there. We're going to pull back. Engage here. Get these guys out. They don't need to be there. These guys need to keep running. We're going to run through these skinks that are unoccupied in the back now. Pushing through the middle, getting on top of these guys. Cinti Great Weapons need to come over here. And what do I bring out now? Besties? Bestigor might not be a bad idea, honestly. We need to get the Ungor Raiders trading in here. Gorbel doing nicely. Get a good charge there. Doing a bunch of damage to all these units. Need to get our boy out of this position, though. Doesn't want to get stuck in here. The Razorgors have good enough mass, they should be able to push through. We have killed the Croxagors, which overextended way too deep into us. We should be able to engage across the front line and get some really good value now. Come on, Kazarak. Get out of here, bud. Gorbel, a little stuck up in here, too. Caster. We're going to try and overcast a Traderkin here. We're losing the back objective a little bit. Very good pressure from the Lizardmen. They are kind of overwhelming me with numbers. I don't know what the hell's going on with these Corngors, man. That's fine. Tactical reserves, ladies and gentlemen. You know, sometimes need them. Let's get a Goreherd forward. Brawl on these points. Kazarak going deep in here. Going to start running over some of these units. Did get a really nice Traderkin. Did a bunch of damage to the Fire Mage. Let's run over all these guys. Securing the back point again. Cold One Knight's on the way. Spear's going to move over. We'll get some Minotaurs out onto the field next, I think. We're slowly wearing down all the infantry. The infantry are really struggling because of the chariots here. Chariots have done big work against them all. Wear this guy down. We'll get the Cinti Great Weapons back there now. We're going to push right into the back line. Ungor Raiders taking the charge isn't too terrible for me because it's giving me time for the Corngors to push forward and replace in the fight. We'll charge right through the middle of those skinks anyways. Minos coming up. Taking some damage. We got the Razorgors chain routing a bunch of stuff here in the middle now. Bestigor Herd did get beaten off eventually. 900 value out of him isn't tremendous, but pretty solid. And yeah, we actually are going to kill the Slan Priest over here and be able to hammer these guys down now. Let's get the Great Weapon turned around. While the Umbral Tide, or the Groghosts finish the Umbral Tide. Blocking those guys off is pretty nice. Definitely a decent little choice on my part. Get another throwing axe out to go skirmish a little more. We did break this unit here, but we're going to try and get away with the Groghooves. They've gotten me really good value. I'd like to have them on the field a little longer here. Just so that I can go, like, bash out these skink cohorts over here. Flattening the remaining Saurus. These Corngors can just hang out here. Kazarak has done some really good work, man. Hasn't gotten a tremendous amount of value. 147 kills, though, is no joke. Razorgor Chariots got me 1,400. Killed 288 freaking units, too. Good grief, man. Yeah, Beastmen, very unruly folk, as you can see. They are very strong. We've got our spears posted up here. Let's pull back just a little bit and start shooting at the Colossodon Hunters here. The miners do want to be, or the Minotaurs do want to be the ones that take that initial shock damage from the Colossodon Hunters instead of my Groghooves, which I think is what my opponent's targeting. Doesn't actually look like it. Gorbel was nice. He got, you know, into the thick of things and was just roadblock Got 640 value. He's got a little bit left to give in a pinch, I guess. Hammer these guys. Chase here. Minotaurs hang out here with the dudes. Umbral Tide did rally. We'll unsummon the Razor Gore Chariots. We'll get all these guys up onto the point because we've chased down all the Saurus Warriors. There's really not much left here to worry about. A little slow on the draw. I wasn't actually able to trap the Colossadon Hunters on the ground. But we are gunning them down. They're really struggling at the moment. Throwing Axe is doing some work. What is Saiyan bringing out onto the field? Oh, Korngore's way off in the distance there. We just need to keep the throwing axes underneath the Colossadon Hunters here to work them out. That's a very unfortunate engagement. Actually landing here, really not a great idea. Can actually get in on the rear here and probably finish these guys. And we'll cast a Traderkin as well. Just to put some emphasis on how much distaste I have for that unit. Colossadon Hunters are, you know, they're a risky pick, man. They're pretty micro-intensive. They can definitely fold up on you real quick and get you down. Down bad, too. Double Senti. Great Weapon Sentis are really strong against Feral Cold ones. We'll be able to intercept those guys. Just pull all this stuff back to the points. This is kind of what I wanted to do against my other opponents, but they brought anti-bunker bus builds, and I really didn't account for it appropriately. We haven't even used Scourge up to this point. We'll actually pop it here, just because. Why not? We'll get a nice side charge down the pipe. Chunk through the Saurus Spears here. Look at the impact damage from Kazarak, dude. Oh my goodness. There's fat value from him.
I knew it. Unending glory.
Alright, finally a win worthy of the name. Pretty solid value out of most of the units in my army. The Ungor Spear Herd obviously didn't do a whole lot, but they were very effective roadblocks. Gorbol got a little bit of work done. Bray Shaman didn't have great targets for Traderkin. But did get some decent value against the Colossadons and helped wear down that Fire Slan, who really suffered this game. Way too immobile of an option against the Beastmen, I think. You have to keep them tucked into the middle of your formation if you're going to bring them. You can never overexpose that guy. Or the Beastmen just hard punish, man. Groghoof's got 2,000 value, 326 kills. They actually got more value in kills than the Razor Gore Chariots did. Yeah, it was kind of a build counter, unfortunately. I think that Lizards are probably better served going with Shredder into Beastman. I think that's probably your best bet for a competitive build. Shredder is just so damn good. I mean, it just dunks on everything that it fights. I mean, it's one of the most goated SEs for a reason, after all. Let's take a look how this is shaking out. I wish you got a impromptu bye. Turin beat Torsen. I'll report my score here. Beastmen over Lizards. I'll go back and I'll show y'all the game that I regret the most of all the ones that I have lost tonight. How is Spyrat doing? Spyrat is still in game against Ash. Should be able to do pretty well against Ash, to be honest. But this is our game against him. Coming in with Krokgar. Krokgar is a really strong pick against Tomb Kings. With a caster here. Geltblom is pretty good. It's a pretty strong monster. Maybe I could have brought the Geltblom's Terror, but I didn't want to go too heavy into SEs. Because you do have to worry about the Sepulchral Stalkers. These guys are really strong against Lizards because of the laser eyes. They do big damage. They slow stuff down with the poison on them too. Not a very good fight. But the Umbral Tide is a really good counter to the eyes because they've got more range, 140. They've got a bonus versus large. My idea was to wear these Eyes of the Desert down before my eyes got too big for my stomach and I overextended big time. So, Krokgar just chilling around looking for a fight and an opportunity to get into the engagements here. We do have the Skink Priest of Heavens moving up, Harmonic Convergence, Windblast, and Uranans. Pretty decent spell kit. Umbral Tide moving into the middle of the formation. Tons of Skink cohorts. Really good Usirians out of the gate. Very good choice of target. Wearing down my Coldwind Spear Riders immediately. It does big damage to Cav. Which is something that I really should have accounted for. I don't know why I wasn't prepared for that. I probably should have just brought Croxigors. Croxigors are not a very good choice for Usirians. Would have definitely saved me a lot of grief, because you can just see how much work it's doing here. Big value for Cetra right out the gate, 300 gold value. And Umbral Tide looking for an opportunity to shoot the Eyes of the Desert here. Do get a really nice volley going. And get a little bit of HP work in there on these guys. I mean, taking about 600 HP off of them. Dropping Uranan's Thunderbolt as well, trying to hit them. Really good micro from Spyrat moving out of the way, but it does still land and get some work in on these guys. Not the most in the world, but certainly not insignificant. Hand of the Gods goes down to pound into the Eyes of the Desert. Doesn't do that much good work, and the Umbral Tide do kind of get trapped up on Cetra and the Sphinx of Uskef here. Then they get hit by the Usirians. They get terror routed, they get pushed out, and I'm just taking so much damage on them. Rev Crystal does come out to try and heal these guys up. Is going to be able to drop some cost-efficient heals. Big damage on the Sphinx here. Coldwind Riders are getting a little bit of poke in there, as well as Krokgar, who's really pounding this thing. But the Coldwind Spear Riders are engaged on spears and halberds, which is not a good situation for me. Plus, the terror routes do push those guys back. Without the Umbral Tide providing fire support, not the trade that I'm looking for right now. Skinks are getting some great damage out here on the flank, though, wearing down a lot of the Skeleton Warriors. Chameleon's doing some pretty good poke here, too. Just shooting into the flank of the Skeleton Spears. The other Skeleton Warriors really not a big threat against the Skinks. So I'm avoiding the worst of the damage there. Just going to pull these guys back now. Try and get some more shots in with them. And be able to get rid of these warriors who are crumbling out in a moment here. Getting a little too antsy. I definitely shouldn't have committed to this fight. I'm capping my opponent's back objective, so I have the double cap. I should have just moved all of my forces around to support the side flank here, instead of charging in with the Coldwind Spear Riders against the Eyes of the Desert. They take a ton of damage here, and then I try to force path through, just further compounding the problems here. Like, there's just tons of spears and halberds. There's no reason and no way that the Coldwind Spear Riders are going to be able to beat both the Eyes of the Desert and another Sepulchral Stalker here. I should just leave the Umbral Tide to continue shooting in here. Ripperdactyls come out. Didn't really know what to do at this point. Definitely made the wrong call bringing them out. And didn't send them to a very intelligent spot, honestly. I do try and dive in here, but realize that this is going to go really poorly for me. Take a bunch of damage from the lasers, from the Sepulchral Stalkers and such. Getting punished pretty badly, and then land on the Sphinx of Usketh to try and help out the Bastiladon. Realizing I'm a little too close still, I am going to try and pull back, but I leave the Bastiladon very overexposed. Krokgar taking a bunch of damage too, getting shot at by the Stalker Core, who are really pounding me. And then I realize that I have to do something to try and save the Rev Crystal before I lose it. Krokgar goes into engage, gets a heal, gets some good damage on the Sphinx here for sure, but too close into the Stalkers here, who do start opening up on him and are pounding him right now. Sacred Spawning of Zwaddle comes in, but it doesn't mitigate the damage from the shots here. They do magic damage, so not really mattering a whole lot for him right now. Really struggling. Chameleon Skinks getting charged down by Skeleton Horsemen as well. Very effective fire and charges right now. Bastiladon getting hit. Losing the Chameleon Skinks out there on the flank. Ripperdactyls come in and they get a good counter charge to save these Skink cohort here. My Skink infantry are grinding through a lot of the spears pretty effectively. If I had just been better about keeping my SEs and my mobility alive, I think I would have been in a really strong position by this stage of the game. But overcommitting with the Coldwind Riders, losing the Ripperdactyls who are getting shredded right now, and look at how weird they're routing. Like, there's a bunch of them flying over here, and then, I don't even know. Oh, the Riders died. And just the Ripperdactyls are routing up. I've never actually seen that for them. That's kind of cool, though. So, that's going on back there. Krokgar looking for an opportunity to engage and get a pretty decent hand of the gods there. Probably should have casted a little farther back. Would have probably gotten all of the hits there. Over-engaging yet again. Krokgar running right into Cetra there. Not really getting any damage on him. Ripperdactyl sitting out in the middle of no man's land. Not keeping my eye on the ball with those guys. Chameleon Skinks getting flattened. Coldwind Spear Riders coming in. Really good micro from Spyrat, who immediately retreats the Skeleton Horseman, and then punishes the overextend here with Krokgar, who gets double-teamed by Sphinx and Cetra and just gets absolutely wrecked. Ripperdactyls engage too late to help him out, and they're going to get dumpstered here as well. You can keep an eye on that. Just in the meantime, you can see the Sphinx tearing into them. Very good attack animations on the Sphinx. The Ripperdactyls also fighting Cetra isn't very good. Skink Priest of Heavens is dropping some Wind Blasts, wearing down some of the Skeleton Warriors. Another good Usirians coming out. But we should be able to value trade decently here. The Spear Riders should be able to finish these Horsemen. Dropping a Uranans here also just to chew through the Horsemen. Nice little cast there. Gets me a little bit of value. Running over some of the Skeleton Spears with the Coldwind Spear Riders. Umbral Tide barely hanging on, 13 models, only 891 value. They've had a really hard time staying safe and shooting. And now we have a tide of infantry coming out for the Tomb Kings. At this stage of the game, I really did consider throwing in the towel. I tabbed Escape, thought about it, and then decided I would just play it out to the end. I didn't think I could win the game, but I thought maybe there was an outside chance that I could get Krokgar back in, who I'm banking for right now, and maybe be able to play the long game. I have a little bit of a ticket lead on the tape here. If I can wear down the Sepulchral Stalkers, there's one way back here in the middle of nowhere. Eyes of the Desert are finishing off some Skink cohort, who got really good value. 600 value on that Skink cohort there. If I can somehow kill these Sepulchral Stalkers, I thought maybe I'd be able to develop out answers to grind through the infantry somehow. And Krokgar is going to be coming back in literally just a second here. Trying to rescue me in the late game here. Banking up all of my forces here, dropping some Rev Crystals also. This thing's got 1100 HP, very tattered, but still has the opportunity to maybe swing this in my favor if I can get some good healing. 6,300 to 9,300, down by 3,000. Hope and a prayer here with Krokgar coming in, bringing a Skink cohort out to also provide some cap weight, and going to be pushing for the #1 objective here in just a moment. Umbral Tide lining up some shots on Cetra. Missing the first few shots, don't get a lot of damage on him. Really good dodging from Spyrat. And another Usirians goes down. Is going to wear these guys out pretty much. I drop a Rev Crystal heal. It's mitigating most of that damage, but you can see it's still ticking down their HP, and they're so low now from that initial bad engagement. They're really not able to stay online much longer. Cetra is basically out of magic at this point, though. Krokgar moving up, looking for an opportunity to drop Hand of the Gods just to work through the Sphinx. But a Bone Giant comes out. Bone Giant with the big bows, man. Misses the first shot. A little inaccurate at times, but is a really strong tool. And I do get a great blast onto the Sphinx here, who immediately starts crumbling. Is going to crumble out, leaving just Cetra to counteract Krokgar. But the Bone Giant, with the long-range shots, is going to be able to wear him down with some really good focus. Crocky G and the Spear Riders trying to push into the Sepulchral Stalkers here. Krokgar gets a really nice charge there. Immediately pulling out with the Sepulchral Stalkers here, though. Cold One Riders trying to get out of this engagement before it turns against them. Lots of lasers looking at him. Krokgar, again, overexposed. Kind of having to play hero here, though. There's really no other option. I don't have anything else that can kill Cetra. I'm just hoping that he can survive this brawl here. Skink cohorts moving out. Coldland Spear Riders trying to pull all the way through the enemy army. Dropping a heal here for Krokgar. He takes Rev Crystal healing really nicely. I love having a Rev Crystal in my army. They're very capable of, you know, keeping your lords alive in a lot of circumstances that might otherwise be really unfavorable for them. So, looking around the battlefield, I do have a little bit of a flip going in on the #1 here. Not a lot of cap weight available for the Tomb Kings. They got pretty poor cap weight. Really good jump here with the Skeleton Horsemen getting on top of all those guys. And a good Uranus Thunderbolt goes down on all the Skeleton Horsemen here. Collapsing back in with the Spear Riders. One last Usirians going down. Cetra is pulling out of this engagement now. Did also have the Blessed Blade of Betrayal, which is probably another reason why Krokgar was struggling so much. I was wondering why he wasn't actually able to finish a lot of these engagements. That is probably one of the primary culprits. It's really strong. I mean, Blinded is a great ability. Gives him flaming and magical attacks, so mitigating the Fizz Res from the Sacred Spawning of Zwaddle. Really clean play by Spyrat, ultimately. Sora Spears moving up, looking to get after those Skeleton Spearmen, getting overwhelmed, though. Coldwind Spear Riders going for a desperation play on the Bone Giant. Do manage to shut him down before he drops a big shot on Krokgar. And we do actually kill Cetra. Cetra finally goes down in the late game here, but not a lot of infantry available for me. And the Tomb Kings are pushing a lot of my points here. Bringing out Sora's Spears to provide some durable cap weight. Try and flip this point. Another good Uranans. I've got a lot of magic left in the bank. My spells are very inexpensive. So I'm just dropping Uranans wherever the Tomb Kings are over-blobbing. And getting some really good value that way. Spear Riders disengage off the Bone Giant. Bone Giant looking to get some more shots onto Krokgar. This thing has so much range, dude. 350 meters. Or whatever 350 means here. I just take it as gospel that it's meters. It could mean anything, though. Krokgar gets another Rev Crystal heal, keeping the Bastiladon as far away from there as possible. It's got one more Rev Crystal heal in the bank. Gonna try and pop it on Crocky G here. We are flipping the #1 objective here. The Skink cohorts are engaged in combat against the Skeleton Horsemen. We do have the Skink Priest of Heavens with some pretty good value here. Tomb Guards getting worn down, and it's just Skeleton Warriors here. Sepulchral Stalkers can do some good damage to my Saurus Spears, but they do need to be on the flank. They're a little bit LOS right now. They fire on a pretty flat plane. They won't be able to shoot those Saurus right now. Spears trying to move up onto the #2 here. Not quite able to keep my units here. Really good split. Getting these Sepulchral Stalkers out to push back Krokar and the Rev Crystal. Krokar with 3,700 value. If I'd kept him safer earlier, he'd probably be at that without having to resummon him. Cohorts still grinding against the Spears. Do get the flip. We've got these Sepulchral Stalkers firing danger close against my Saurus here, but they're holding up pretty well. They're still grinding through all of the Skeleton Warriors here. Kefir Guard are available and online, though. They're a very dangerous unit for me to have to go up against. Dropping one last Uranans here. Should have overcast it. Does land on the Kefir Guard and get some good damage against them. They should be able to heal up a lot of that, though, but killing the models is what's important there. Does mitigate the effectiveness of that regen. Krokar gets into these Sepulchral Stalkers, but can't really finish them. Cold Spear Riders collapsing. Doing some good collision damage to the Skeleton Spears, but the Sepulchral Stalkers are able to, you know, push back into the middle of the Spears here. Gets safe. Krokar goes down yet again to the fire from the Bone Giant. Really messing with my leadership. Skink Cohorts pushing in here, mismicroing them, pushing them through onto the other Skeleton Spear here. Panic clicking way too much. Losing the #1 objective now. Don't have enough cap weight to get through all of this, and the Sphinx of Uzkef is back out. Gonna beat up on my poor little Skink Priest here, but we did even up the tickets. Razor close freaking game, dude. Really nicely done by Spyrat. If I had been safer early, I think I would have been in a much more dominant position. I think if the Cold One Riders had gotten into the backfield and I just used them to hunt down the, like, isolated units in the back line and pulled the Sepulchral Stalkers away from the front line also, that might have been nice. But I think that, no, that's probably still too risky. Probably just bringing in another Salamander hunting pack would have done me better here. And maybe bringing Mazda on Zlok would have been the best option for a Lord. He's got tons of good spells to clear out the chaff, like Ruination of Cities. God tier ability against chaff infantry. Would have absolutely ripped apart that Tomb King's army in the opening. As well as having Net of Amontok available to punish any overextends, and I think it would have been in a much better spot with him. So you could bring Mazda. I'd bring him on Zlok for the extra HP and durability. You don't need Roiling Skies. Shield of the Old Ones is really strong. Sunburst Standard also really good in this matchup. Apotheosis and Net, and that's all you need. 3,000 gold is pretty expensive, but only a little bit more than the Hero Core that I had that game anyways. Artillery Stegas. You know, the Ballista Stegodons are pretty strong, but they cost 1,500 gold. Takes a long time to get max value out of them, and the Sepulchral Stalkers are stealthed. And firing against the, firing against the SEs is a little bit more difficult. Just because those are easier to dodge back and forth. They can dodge the ballista shots pretty capably. I don't really love the Ballista Stegodons, personally. I find them to be a little lacking, oftentimes. Ancient Salamander also might have been a good choice, but I think just double Salamander here to start off. Just tons of skinks, man. Just flood the field with skinks. They're really strong. I liked the chameleons, but I think I could bring them out of Vanguard later. And just do this. Stupidly wide build. I do like the Spear Riders. Really strong option. Probably one Ripperdactyl and probably just the Colossedon Hunters. With some Sacred Croxagores backing that up. What else can I bring? Then I can bring the Chameleon Skinks and then a Saurus Spear. Yeah, I think this would be the much more optimal build. Much better players than I have made the double Stegodon build work. It's really not my cup of tea, though. Feral Troglodon would be a pretty cheesy option. These things have really good shooting. They hit hard as hell. They got an incredible bonus versus large on them, too. This one does also have Primeval Roar, which gives melee attack and a radius around it. Maybe there's something there. That's going to have to be a discussion for another day, though. I'm going to tune out here, guys. Go eat something before I go to bed. I appreciate everybody who showed up here to watch me fumble the bag in 2 consecutive games and keep myself out of the top 4. So, y'all take care. I'll catch y'all around, and maybe we'll do a little bit better. And I'll run it back with the other replays tomorrow from the new player tournament. I've got it set up, so y'all can go check that out. Peace out, guys. Take care.